Hi, this is Alfred Brock with the Wayne Focus, and today we're going to be talking about volunteering, and we're going to use as an example of information this document that comes to us from Prudential Insurance Company. There's no financial remuneration or anything else going on there. I just got the brochure, Catch the Spirit, about volunteering, and we're going to go through this, and then you'll see the images from the brochure down at the bottom of this posting in Facebook, and I'll see what I can do about getting it there on YouTube. But all you need to do is look that up, and you can find lots of information about volunteering. Catch the Spirit, or you could just look up how to volunteer. So let's go check it out. What do they got to say from the Rock? Catch the Spirit. This is a student's guide to community service. A student's guide to community service. So you're looking for some things to do either this summer, which is like 6 months away, but it's on the way. It's on the way. There's always opportunities to volunteer every day of the year. So catch the spirit. Let's see what they have to say here. Now, ideas and information on how young people can help make their communities better places to live is going to be presented in this video. In this fast-paced world, it's surprising there's time for you to attend classes, do homework, take part in extracurricular activities, and still manage to relax and have fun with family and friends. Wow, that's a busy life. Hey, let me tell you something else. This guide, the things I'm going to be talking about, is for elementary school children, high school children, college children, university people, college students, university students, and graduate students and adults, all the way up to everything. So this is a great general volunteering guide, and it's all for you. So let's learn some more. It's a fast-paced world, right? That was a lot of things to do. Yet despite busy schedules, many people like you are concerned about what's going on in their neighborhoods and around the world. And that's good of you to be concerned with that. And we're going to talk about how some of the things that you can do to impact that in a positive way. And the people are looking for ways to get involved, and here are some facts. In a survey of nearly 1,000 young people commissioned by Prudential, 95% of those interviewed said they felt it's important for people to volunteer. It is very important. Almost 2/3 of those respondents said that individual responsibility is the best way to address community problems, and that is true. If it's happening around you, you can impact it in some way. 67% indicated that they devote some of their time to volunteer activities. Isn't that wonderful? 67%? That's way more than 50%. Why volunteer? Well, why are so many students and people interested in serving their communities? Because why? They want to make a difference. They want to make a positive difference. They want to develop new skills, and those opportunities abound. Let me tell you, they just start coming out of the woodwork when you get started. Helps you prepare for college. If you're in college, helps you prepare for graduate work. If you're doing graduate work, helps you prepare for the work world or whatever you're going to be doing, your study world. And if you're already out there already, it prepares you for other things, and it just gives you a wide variety of experience. You can explore new career paths. You can have fun working with friends. This stuff is fun to do. Feel good about themselves. People like to feel good about themselves, and why shouldn't they if they're doing good things, right? So although the efforts of one person may seem small, every act of service can have an important impact on someone. It can change their lives. Some millions of individual volunteers create a revolution of sorts. This is coming from the insurance company. Whatever your reason for volunteering, once involved, it's easy to get hooked, to catch the spirit. Catch that spirit! You're going to catch it. Of community involvement, volunteering can expand to your horizons and become a satisfying lifelong commitment. It just becomes part of your way of life. You like playing football, you like playing basketball, you like soccer or golf. You like hanging out with friends, talking, writing, reading. This is another way to express yourself. So what's right for me, the question is posed to us. You may make an instant decision to volunteer in your community, but don't be hasty in selecting a project or organization. But please, when you're not being hasty, don't put it off too long, right? But select a project or organization. First, take time to think about what problems, issues in your neighborhood or community concern you. And how much time do you have to commit? What talents and skills do you have? And it doesn't matter if you don't have any talents or skills or you think you don't. As soon as you show up there, they're going to come out of you. You're going to find out. What do I want to get out of my involvement? That's another question to consider. And will you enjoy this type of service? I think you will enjoy this type of service. That's why we're talking about it. I think you'll enjoy it, no matter who you are. Now, there are many reasons to volunteer, but one should be universal. Volunteer for something you can enjoy. Let me tell you something. You might think you're not going to enjoy it, but once you get engaged, you're going to learn about it, you're going to feel valued, and you can find things within it. If there's a problem there, don't turn away just because you don't think it's going to be happy or fun on the outside, because you never can tell. You never can tell. Now, don't limit your thinking. So they told us that, okay. So don't limit your thinking. You may want to volunteer in the structured environment of a large organization like, Salvation Army or something like that, or Hope. And perhaps you want a more informal family feeling of a smaller group. And those are in your area right now. They're doing similar things to larger organizations on a local level. And the larger organizations normally do have local organizations, so that's something you can look at also. Now, perhaps you want to create your own volunteer activity by engaging your friends or family. That's a great idea. Or maybe work alone on a project. That's a great idea too. When you've selected or narrowed your volunteer interests, you may want to talk to your parents, friends, a teacher or club sponsor, a counselor, or someone at your church, synagogue, or temple or other place of worship, or intellectual grouping area. They might have suggestions on how to go about making it happen. You might find some volunteers to help you volunteer. They might have suggestions on how to go about making it happen. You can call organizations and local government offices that offer services to the public and say, hey, I'm looking for a volunteer effort that's going to help me feed people in my neighborhood. I'm looking for a volunteer effort that's going to help me work in the parks and help people exercise. You can call them. You can call your local organizations and local government offices. Read the local newspaper. Often there'll be announcements about volunteer efforts coming up or volunteers needed. And you can see them right there in your local newspaper. Watch and listen to the television and radio news for these ideas. Whether or not they're ideas that you're looking for to go and join a organized group, or you want to make it up yourself. Listen to the radio and television. And after you've made a choice, commit yourself to it. Go on and go to the meeting. Go do the thing. You're going to rake up leaves in your garden, in your local park. Head on over there, make sure you got all the permission or whatever you're doing. If you ask local governments, they'll often give you bags. They might even give you tools to do the work that you're going to be doing. They might even have a cleanup planned already, and you can just dive right on in with that team. Whatever you want to do, there's lots of opportunities for you. Now, after you've made a choice, commit yourself to it. I know you're going to do that. Give it your energy and adequate time to determine if it's a good fit. So this is if you're going to be doing it more than once, right? If it's a one-shot deal where you're going to go clean the park this time, well, there you go. You found out what it's like. You've organized it. You've done it. Now you know what's going on. These other things, well, you want to see if it's a good fit. If you're answering telephones for an organization like your local public television station or your local public radio station, those are things that you look into and participate and see if that's what you want to continue doing. And it's not like you have to do it every day. But these things can become a fixture in your life over years. That's what happened to me. I started volunteering, and I volunteer with some of the organizations that I started out with still, and it's like 11 years later. I think some of them is more. Now, what can a volunteer do? This information can help serve as a compass to point you to some of the many possibilities for volunteering. So that's what we're going to do. Now, what can a volunteer do? You can combine the suggestions that we're going to go over right now, and there are lots of fun stuff. I can't wait to read this to you. Use your own ideas and creativity, and go for it. There's so many things to do, so many things that need to be done. And when you get started working and you interact with people, you're going to find out that your work is so necessary. I can't begin to express it right now. So, let's see. A prescription for satisfaction. What is that? Okay. Well, so the medical or healthcare field intrigues you. This is how it's going to be going. They're going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you in person reading this. Take heart. Opportunities abound. Day 2. Consider volunteering at a hospital, local blood bank, a medical clinic for the poor, a nursing home, an emergency medical squad, or a cancer or AIDS facility. Sometimes there's an opportunity at a local hospital near me right now. They're looking for people to set up kits that they use in the emergency room. And they really need it done. So that's an example. Now, maybe you'd enjoy entertaining kids in the hospital or collecting books and toys to help them pass the time. They really need that material. Many young volunteers also get involved in walkathons and other fundraising activities to fight major diseases or to provide medical care for those who cannot afford it. Can you believe people can't afford medical care? Wow, I just told you something really important that's going on that you can have a positive impact on. Now let's go on and take a look at animal magnetism. I want to try and get it. There we go. I just came and focused it. Animal magnetism. If animals are your passion, if you're all about cats, dogs, birds, fish, mollusks, and other such things, here's a flock of ideas. Oh, that was a good one, right? Check with your local zoo. You might have a local zoo. If you don't have a local zoo, maybe you got someone who's caring for animals or fish or birds in your area, and they're going to need your help. Volunteer chores can include cleaning cages, feeding and exercising the, quote, residents, unquote, assisting with adoptions, working in the office, or planning fundraising events. Did you hear some career opportunities there? I think I did. So, or consider raising a guide dog for a blind person. Wow, that's a big one. That's a good one. Yeah, raise that blind person's dog and then give it to him. Perhaps your interests are more in tune with endangered species. Think about volunteering in a wildlife refuge or nature habitat where you can steer your commitment to awareness campaigns or fundraising activities. And we're back to cleaning the park, right? Your park, a park near you, may support wildlife, and it can support it better if it's clean and cared for. And you'll find lots of areas in your community where wildlife can be supported, but it's got to be cleaned and cared for a little bit. Somebody keep an eye on it so that the creatures will come back to where they were or enjoy where they are even more. So you're reading our mind. There's another one. There's a lot of stuff in this one. You're reading our mind. Ooh, there it is. So if you enjoy reading, you've got a skill that's easy to share and very important. Community shelters for the homeless or abused often house children who are as hungry for fun and stories as for a square meal. Check it out. Libraries, children's hospitals, and Head Start programs may jump at the offer of organized story hours. On a more personal level, you can read to an elderly neighbor or someone who is blind. They like that stuff. You'll like it too. Or check into a local organization that needs readers for a talking books program. That can, oh, there's a career. Was that a career idea? I think I heard another one. So anyway, consider starting a book drive at your school or community center to donate to schools or other community facilities. You know, books are very important, and they kind of fell on the wayside there for a little bit. But everybody, you know, you can. I got a book right here. It's a little bitty one, but it's got a lot of information in it. I can hold it in my hand and read through it, and it's supplemented by the electronic information that I can get from online. And I can share the information that I learn here online like I'm doing right now. So it all ties together, doesn't it? So there we go. So in your hearts, if your heart's in the arts, whoa, there we go. If your heart's in the arts, yeah, that was okay. That was sharp. Young volunteers with an interest in the arts, painting, drawing, sculpting, music, poetry, writing, with an interest in the arts can share those talents as individuals or in a group. Check with senior centers, shelters, daycare programs, local parks, or recreation programs. Offer to serve as an usher at a community theater or help find stage props and costumes. Oh, theater, I forgot that one. Oh, music, did I? I hope I mentioned that one. Or offer assistance at an art center or a local art gallery. You can present theatrical skits, musical reviews, magic shows, concerts, or other forms of entertainment at senior citizens' homes, hospitals, or other community facilities. Not only does your contribution help keep cash-strapped arts alive in your community, but it also helps build a lifelong appreciation for the arts and brings enjoyment to many. And I know people are locked down these days, so it's hard to get people together, but You could do it electronically. You could make a video of yourself and your friends putting on something. You could combine the material. Now, oh, did I hear another career idea? Oh my goodness, they're just coming out all over the place. Some sporting good ideas. We're going to talk about some sporting good ideas. What are these ideas? Share your athletic talent and interest as a coach or coaching assistant in sports or recreation activities. Help wanted signs are often posted at volunteer organizations serving people with mental or physical challenges. YMCA, YWC are Red Cross chapters, local civic organizations like, check these out, the Elks, Kiwanis, Rotaries, Lions Club. Contacts? New friends and associates. City parks and recreation or neighborhood programs for low-income kids. They often seek volunteers to help out with Little League, swimming, softball, basketball, soccer, tennis, gymnastics, or other recreational activities, or collect used equipment to help out a local sports program. Apply your abilities to disabilities. What's this about? Let's find out. Be a special friend to people with mental or physical disabilities. They need friends. Can you imagine that? Need a friend. Alright, so not only will your skills contribute to the programs, but you may help change public perception about people who have special challenges. Volunteer to help with local, regional, state Special Olympics competitions held in many communities. Those are fun. They're fun to do. Is that a career idea? Okay. Held in many communities. Local groups and residential facilities often need volunteers for field trips to museums and amusement parks. I'm ready to go. How about you? Okay. Recreation and sports activities or arts and crafts programs. I love arts and crafts programs. I like painting rocks. I like painting rocks with other people. I like painting rocks with other people and then sharing those rocks with other people. It's painting rocks. It's great. All right. Contact community centers or other facilities for disabled persons or ask your mayor's office for options. Local government. There you go. Jump right in. Was that a career, Robert? Preserve the planet. Recycle. We're going for everything. Concern about our environment is serious stuff. It's very serious. And your commitment can start right at home. If you're not doing it now, start recycling your own newspapers, glass, and aluminum. Try it out. Then get your neighbors involved. If your school doesn't have a recycling program, talk with your teachers or principal about getting one started. The company that supplies your school cafeteria might lend a hand in this effort. Wow, I never thought of that one. Young volunteers also have been known to recycle tires, motor oil, telephone books, greeting cards, Christmas trees, and computer ink cartridges. This is a long one, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get on to heart and soul. Heart and soul. No S's. Perhaps you don't want to take on the responsibility of organizing and planning. There are other ways to help your favorite causes. There are many activities in which you can let your feet do the talking, at dance marathons and other indoor activities or at outdoor events such as bicycle races, walkathons, and charity runs. These are all very important. These organizations put these things on. You can join them. You can go to them. Just showing up and showing support is very important all by itself. So don't underestimate ever the impact of, of you. Oh, that's a good one. I got to write that one down. So be a crime fighter. Be a crime fighter. You can be a crime fighter too. So you have an interest in police work as a career? Is that a career too? Or are concerned about crime in your community? Contact your local police department to see if you can help develop or get involved in a student watch program. How about developing a school watch program? Talk with your principal or school counselor about establishing a student patrol that keeps an eye out for and reports thefts, graffiti, and other crimes at your school. Or think about educating other young people about avoiding drugs, dealing with strangers, or staying safe on the internet. Another possibility, volunteer to take part in teen court justice systems that operate in many cities. This part about educating other young people about avoiding drugs, dealing with strangers, and staying safe on the internet is very important. You personally will learn a lot of things as well as help a lot of other people avoid serious problems that can derail their pleasure in life, their pursuit of happiness, and just, it'll help people a lot. So you got that. Educating other young people about avoiding drugs, dealing with strangers, or staying safe on the internet. And again, age is no barrier here. Everybody needs that. Many in need indeed. Think of that. I just said the word need, and here it pops up in this booklet. Perhaps you've been concerned about homeless or needy people. Their needs are many, from shelter to food and clothing. Community projects and church-affiliated organizations such as Habitat for Humanity need volunteers to construct housing for the poor. I'm going to do it again. Was that a career? Okay, housing for the poor. Volunteer to help prepare or distribute food at community or church-sponsored soup kitchens. A low-income housing project may need some help in a community garden. That is fun plus 4. You can then donate the fruits or vegetables of your labor to a local food bank or sell them to support your favorite charity. This is great stuff coming out of here. Many young volunteers also have had success with school or community campaigns to collect food, clothing, books, toys, school supplies, eyeglasses, toiletries, backpacks, and holiday gifts for the advantage. This is also historical American behavior. This is classical. People wonder, oh, what's it mean to be American? I just read a whole bunch of stuff to you about that. And it's all about just doing the right thing and being a good person. And that is who I'm talking to right now. Let's move on. Spruce up your town. Town sprucing. What do you do? Here are some earthy ideas to sink your hands into. Your local parks department may welcome an offer to plant trees and flowers in public parks along walkways or in downtown areas. Yes, they do. Local environmental groups, landscaping companies, and the National Arbor Day Foundation often give away tree seedlings. Yes, they do. Talk to your principal about ways to beautify and maintain your school grounds. Or consider cleaning up litter on a regular basis from neighborhood streets, local streams, highway shoulders, and other public places. Another idea, offer to help paint over graffiti on school or city property. These are all wonderful and important things to do that have lasting benefits. You'll come back a while later, even years later, and see what's happened, and you caused it, and it's good stuff. Oh, kids are your thing. All right, what are we going to do for the children? If you like helping the kids or considering a teaching career, another career tip. Volunteering can work for you. Schools, churches, libraries, and community centers often have tutoring or mentoring programs for youngsters. Local camps, especially those for sick and low-income kids, frequently need counselors. They need help. Other places to consider are children's hospitals, daycare centers, shelters, programs for latchkey kids, homework, tutoring, phone lines, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters programs. I recommend them. Some city or county courtrooms are interested in activities for children who must come to court with a parent. Ask about setting up a room with books and toys and volunteer to help care for these children. If you prefer, you could organize your own camp to get local children involved in sports, music, science, theater, gardening, or some other activity. If you notice, this last one is tying in with some other items that we spoke about earlier. And they all tie together. Recognize those who serve. There's somebody. There's somebody. I was pointing at you. Okay. Here are some earthy ideas to sink your... Oh, we did that one already. Recognize those who serve. Reward our military personnel by collecting personal care packages, food, and other items to send them overseas. Gather your friends and adopt a soldier, a military unit, or just send a note of thanks to individuals in uniform. For those who have returned from service, you can visit a local veterans facility or hospital. We have an area here, location. We have veterans hospitals here and veteran services here. And in this area, we also have a place where veterans can go and anybody in the community can go and pick up food, but it's coming out of a veterans services location. And these are all great opportunities to support those folks and also find out what is involved and how you can help. I know you can do it. Going global. Here we go. We're halfway through the book. This is a big book, right? So many things to volunteer. It's a wonder. It's a wonder. So going global. Volunteering knows no boundaries. That's guaranteed. That's the truth. I'm working with an organization right now. Google Maps. I'm just going to mention them, right? We're turning it. These are volunteers from all over the world. I got friends and acquaintances in many countries around the world. People taking photographs and finding out information about local businesses and activities and events and local historical places. It's a lot of fun. I recommend that one. So going global, there's no limit to what you can do once you start volunteering. Volunteering knows no boundaries. Volunteer abroad to teach foreign students. Well, we're getting, I think, in older high school, college, university graduate people, right? So, but you can volunteer abroad to teach foreign students, to donate books, work on conservation projects, or assist disaster recovery efforts. There are state and federal organizations and programs that you can also volunteer at, and they'll pay you a stipend and all sorts of things, and lots of learning goes on there. So you get all these new skills. That's right. That's a career tip. So if you can't travel overseas, you can still help by raising awareness of global issues of collecting items for international communities in need. How can you find out more about it? Well, you can tweet somebody, you can Facebook somebody, and of course, if you're younger, you want to make sure that your parents know who you're interacting with. But there are organizations that you can reach through social media, Instagram, and all those social media platforms. And you can find out what's going on in the world and how you can participate in your local area. You will be amazed at how much they appreciate you when you show up and do that, because they work very hard to attract attention. And this could be for marine work and in the oceans, or forestry, or agriculture, or fighting hunger and disease and poverty. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and it's very easy to get involved. But again, make sure your parents know who you're communicating with. If you are talking to anyone not outside your family, or outside the school, or who are not known to your family. So your own special brand of help. That's you and your own special brand of help. If you want to do something in your own special way, put on your creative thinking cap. I think my thinking cap is inside my home over there. So on your own, or with a few friends,